Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Yashika. How is everyone doing?
Good
I'm
afternoon,
fine.
ma'am.
Good afternoon, Kartike.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Rudransh. How are you doing?
Fine, ma'am.
Fine? Good.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Shreya. Can we have the cameras on, class? Let everyone come. Okay. Okay, till the time everyone is joining, school has planned for an exhibition in the month of May, right?
Yes,
So, we will work on this project. Think those who want to go for the social science project, think of out of the box ideas. We will be having it state wise. Fine. Every class has to participate. So I'll tell, because you will be in the new session 10th, right? When we will have this May exhibition,
Yes,
you people will be in 10th. So accordingly, we'll select the state and I will give you to find out material that how we can execute that. Am I clear?
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
what?
Beta, we will be having a social science exhibit, like a collective exhibition in the school in the month of May. So, good afternoon, Parush. You all are aware that in the month of February you have your finals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So after your finals, 1st of March, when we'll start with the new session for you people. So during that time, we will discuss on the project work. So those who want to be part of the social science project, we will be doing project on different states, right? We will take up states and accordingly the important places, important thing of those states, the traditional
Ma'am, art integrated.
art integrated, exactly that way only,
Okay, ma'am.
right? So that project, pardon Yashika,
Ma'am, finals will be offline.
finals will be offline. They will be offline only.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Vyom. How is Anoki doing?
Ma'am, I'm fine.
Okay, very good.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, ma'am, it's necessary to take part in art integrated.
Yes, yes. It is not exactly art integrated. It is a normal exhibition. Subject wise, everyone has to prepare project, but not everyone. You will be part of groups, right? In total, 10 projects for each subject. And social science, because social science covers the history, cultural practices, everything. So we will be in social science, we'll be covering the states, different states, right?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So
Yes, ma'am.
you think of whichever subject you want to take up, you think of ideas and we'll work on that only after the finals are over for you people, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. And I'll let you know that class 10th will be doing which state. So accordingly, we will plan. Okay. You come up with your ideas. I will also share my ideas with you. Arushi,
Yes, ma'am.
would you like to go for social science or any other subject?
I'm social only.
Okay, fine. So we'll discuss. And what about Anoki?
Ma'am, I'm also going to go for SST only.
Okay, that's so good. Chalo,
Ma'am,
yes, beta.
ma'am, what the exhibition will be of how many marks?
Beta, everything does not have marks in it, Why to connect it with marks? Of course, you will be given marks, but then do it as a creative activity. You will learn so many things when we will work on it, you will explore so many things. Like every teacher, every subject, they will try to, you know, get the best of the project. But I feel that the practice that is involved in, you know, going for that is more like, it is really very good, because you explore so many things, you learn so many things, that ultimately you will you know, you will have your own creativity of whatever you will be making, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. So yesterday we did the climate chapter, right?
Yes, ma'am. He showed us a video in which
Ah.
the person was speaking and
Fine.
telling
So
us. And
okay, so today we will go for the reading part, right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
wait,
ma'am.
some Prachi is there. Wait, let me take her in. Okay. See, this part we have read in the class, right? Can you all see the screen, children?
Yes, ma'am.
This part we have read in the class. This also we have done in the class. For this pressure and winds, only the reading part is left, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll start with the reading, right? Those who don't have the books, they can simply look it from the screen, right? That is why I have shared it with you all.
Ma'am, may I?
Okay, Vyo. Chalo, let us start with you only. So we'll be reading from the climate controls, or from the pressure and winds only we have to start.
Ma'am, we can start with climatic controls only from
Fine.
the beginning.
Yes.
Let us start from. We'll have a short recap also.
There are 6 major controls of the climate of any place. They are latitude, altitude, pressure and wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents, and relief features. Due to the curvature of the earth, the amount of solar energy received varies according to latitude. As a result, air temperature generally decreases from the equator towards the pole as one goes from the surface of the earth to higher altitudes, the atmosphere becomes less dense and cooler during summers. The pressure and wind
And
system of
temperature
any area depends.
decreases. You left one line. Less dense and
Yeah,
temperature decreases. Huh.
the hills are therefore cooler during summers. The pressure and wind system of any area depend on the latitude and altitude of the place. Thus, it influences the temperature and rainfall pattern. The sea exerts a moderating influence on climate as the distance from the sea increases. Its moderating influence decreases
And
and the people extreme extreme weather conditions. This condition is known as continentality.
Hmm.
Uh,
That is
that is very hot during
sun.
summers and very cold during winters.
Hmm.
Ocean currents along with onshore wind affects the climate of the coastal areas. For example, any coastal area with warm or cold currents flowing past it will be warmed or cooled if the winds are onshore.
Hmm. Okay. Can we have Anokhi reading now?
Ma'am, where did he finish? Because in the end, his voice was
He has finished till the right hand side,
unsure.
left hand side of You have to start from the right hand side, first line. Finally.
Yes, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. That's fine. Finally, relief too plays a major role in determining the climate of a place. High mountains act as barriers for cold or hot winds. They may also cause precipitation if they are high enough and lie in the path of rain-bearing winds. The leeward side of mountains remains relatively dry.
Okay.
Factors affecting India's climate.
Carry on, carry on, carry on.
Factors affecting India's climate. Latitude. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from the Run of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area. All the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climates. Altitude. India has mountains to the north, which have an average height of about 6,000 meters. India also has a vast coastal area where the maximum elevation is about 30 meters. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to Central Asia. Pressure and winds. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions: pressure and surface winds, upper air circulation, and western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclones. India lies in the region of northeasterly winds. These winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere. They blow southwards, get deflected to the right due to the Coriolis force, and move toward the equatorial low pressure area. Generally, these winds carry little moisture as they originate and blow over land. Therefore, they bring little or no rain. Hence, India should have been an arid land, but it is not so. Let us see why.
Okay. Anything up till here to be explained? I think it is all clear and understood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
we'll start with Yashika. Yashika, are you there?
The pressure, yes, ma'am.
Huh.
The pressure and wind conditions over India are unique. During winter, there is a high pressure area north of the Himalayas. Cold, dry winds blow from this region to the low pressure areas over the oceans to the south. In summer, a low pressure area develops over interior Asia as well as over northwestern India. This causes a complete reversal of the direction of winds during summer. Air moves from the high pressure area over the southern Indian Ocean in a southeasterly direction, crosses the equator, and turns right towards the low pressure areas over the Indian subcontinent. These are known as the southwest monsoon winds. These winds blow over the warm oceans, gather moisture, and bring widespread rainfall over the mainland of India. The upper air circulation in this region is dominated by a westerly flow. An important component of this flow is the jet stream. These jet streams are located approximately over 27° to 30° north latitude. Therefore, they are known as subtropical westerly jet streams. Over India, these jet streams blow south to the Himalayas all through the year except in summer. These western cyclonic disturbances experienced in the north and northwestern parts of the country are brought in by this westerly flow. In summer, the subtropical westerly jet stream moves north to the Himalayas with the apparent movement of the sun. An easterly jet stream called the subtropical easterly jet stream blows over peninsular India, approximately over 14° north during the summer months.
Wait, beta. Now, okay, see these two figures that it is showing on the screen. Can you see the map?
Yes, ma'am.
See, in first figure 4.2, you can see the direction of the subtropical westerly jet stream, the surface winds where they are moving in the month of January, like the present situation that we have, and then figure 4.3, atmospheric conditions over the Indian subcontinent in the month of June. Now, can you see how different winds are there, like how the places changed of the winds which are blowing? Jet streams. Can you observe the difference? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chalo, can we have Rudransh reading this blue boxes first? Coralis Force and then Western Disturbances, right?
Yes, ma'am. Coralis Force, an apparent force caused by the Earth's rotation. The Coralis Force is responsible for deflecting winds towards the right in the northern hemisphere and towards the left in the southern hemisphere. This is also known as Ferrell's law. Jet stream. These are a narrow belt of high altitude above 12,000 meters. Westerly winds in the troposphere. Their speed varies from about 110 km per hour in summer to about 184 km per hour in winter. A number of separate jet streams have been identified. The most constant are the mid-latitude and the subtropical jet stream. Western cyclone disturbances. The western cyclone disturbances are
Cyclonic.
weather.
Rudransh, it is cyclonic.
Western cyclonic disturbances. The western cyclonic disturbances are weather phenomena of the winter months brought in by the westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. They usually influence the weather of the north and occur during the
North and northwestern regions of India.
north and northwestern region of India. Tropical cyclones occur during the monsoon, as well as in October, November, and are part of the easterly flow. These disturbances affect the coastal regions of the country. Have you read or heard about the disasters caused by them on Odisha and Andhra Pradesh coast?
Have you ever heard of this the cyclones hitting the coast of Andhra and Odisha? Have you ever heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Several times.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Several times. Every almost continuous last 3-4 years, these areas, especially the port areas that we have, coastal regions, they were hit by the cyclones. Some of the other Odisha, I think long time back in Odisha, the conditions became so worse that government had to go for the rescue operations to make people survive, right? Then fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the Indian monsoons. Rudransh.
Married.
Let Rudransh carry on, then I'll tell you. Okay, Parush?
Okay.
The Indian monsoon. The climate of India is strongly influenced by monsoon winds. The sailors who came to India in historic times were one of the first to have noticed the phenomenon of the monsoon. They benefited from the reversal of the wind system as they came by sailing ships at the mercy of winds. The Arabs, who had also come to India as traders, named this seasonal reversal of the wind system monsoon.
Yes.
The monsoons
Carry on, beta.
The monsoons are experienced in the tropical area roughly between 20 degrees north and 20 degrees south. To understand the mechanism of the monsoons, the following facts are important. First, the differential heating and cooling of land and water creates low pressure on the landmass of India, while the seas around experience comparatively high pressure. Second, the shift of the position of intertropical convergence zone ITCZ. In summer, over the Ganga plain, this is the equatorial
Yes, equatorial. True.
normally positioned about 5 degrees north to the equator. It is also known as the monsoon equator. It is also known as the monsoon trough during the monsoon season. Third, the presence of the high pressure area east of Madagascar, approximately at 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean. The intensity and position of this high pressure area affects the Indian monsoon. Both the Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated during summer, which results in strong vertical air currents and the formation of low pressure over the plateau at about 9 km over sea level. The fifth, the movement of the westerly jet stream to the north of the Himalayas and the presence of the tropical easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during summer. Conditions.
No. Now you read this ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone.
Okay.
Hmm.
Intertropical Convergence Zone. The Intertropical Convergence Zone (ITCZ) is
ITC.
is a broad trough of low pressure in equatorial latitudes. This is where the northeast and the southeast trade winds coverage.
Converge. Beta, it's
Converge.
converge. Hmm.
This convergence zone lies more or less parallel to the equator but moves north or south with the apparent movement of the sun.
Apart from this,
Apart from this, it has also been noticed that changes in the pressure conditions over the southern oceans also affect the monsoons. Ocean experiences high pressure. Normally, when the tropical eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, the tropical eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure. But in certain years, there is a reversal in the pressure conditions, and the eastern Pacific has lower pressure in comparison to the eastern Indian Ocean. This periodic change in pressure conditions is known as Southern Oscillation or SO. The difference in pressure over Tahiti, Pacific Ocean 18 degrees south by 149 degree west,
huh, the Pacific Ocean. Correct. Carry on.
and Darwin in northern Australia, Indian Ocean 12 degree 30 minutes south by 131 degree east
Hmm.
is computed to predict the intensity of the monsoons. If the pressure differences were negative, it would mean below average and late monsoons.
Hmm.
A feature connected with the SO is the El Nino phenomenon, in which a warm ocean current that flows past the Peruvian coast
Cool.
in place of the cold Peruvian current. Every 2 to 5 years, the changes in pressure conditions are connected to the El Nino, hence, the phenomenon is referred to as ENSO, El
And
Nino Southern Oscillations.
fine. Read out El Nino as well. Then we'll change.
El Nino. This is a name given to the periodic development of a warm ocean current along the coast of Peru as a temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. El Nino is a Spanish word meaning the child and refers to the baby Christ. As this current starts flowing during Christmas, the presence of the El Nino leads to an increase in sea surface temperatures and weakening of the trade winds in the region.
Fine. Onset of the monsoons and the withdrawal. Okay. Parush is there in the meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
And read better.
Okay, ma'am. The onset of the monsoon and withdrawal. The monsoon, unlike the trades, are not steady winds, but are pulsating in nature, affected by different atmospheric conditions encountered by it. On its way over the warm tropical seas, the duration of the monsoon is between 100 to 120 days from early June to mid-September. Around the time of its arrival, the normal rainfall increases suddenly and continues constantly for several days. This is known as the burst of the monsoon and can be distinguished from the pre-monsoon showers. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. Subsequently, It proceeds into two, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai about 10 days later on approximately the 10th of June. This is fairly rapid advance. The Bay of Bengal branch also advances rapidly and arrives in Assam in the first week of June. The lofty mountains causes the monsoon winds to deflect towards the west over the Ganga plains. By mid-June, the Arabian Sea branch of the monsoon arrives over. So, no, what is this?
Wait. Arrives over
Saurashtra, Saurashtra and
Saurashtra.
Kutch. Yes, ma'am.
Saurashtra in
Over
Kutch.
Saurashtra and Kutch and the central part of the country. The Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal branches of the monsoon merge over the northwestern part of the Ganga plains. Delhi generally receives the monsoon showers from the Bay of Bengal branch by the end of June. Tentative date is 29th of June. By the first week of July, western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, and eastern Rajasthan experience the monsoon. By mid-July, the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and the rest of the country. Withdrawal or the retreat of the monsoon is more gradual process. The withdrawal of the monsoon begins in the northwestern states of India by early September. By mid-October, it withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula. The withdrawal from the southern half of the peninsula is fairly rapid. By early December, the monsoon has withdrawn from the rest of the country. The islands receive the very first monsoon showers progressively from south to north. From the last week of April to the first week of May, the withdrawal takes place progressively from north to south, from the first week of December to the first week of January. By this time, the rest of the country is already under the influence of the winter monsoon.
Okay. Can we have Mihika reading now? Mihika, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. The
Season.
season. The monsoon type of climate is characterized by a distinct seasonal pattern. The weather conditions greatly change from one season to the other. These changes are particularly noticeable in the interior parts of the country. The coastal areas do not experience much variation in temperature, though there is variation in rainfall pattern. How many seasons are experienced in your place? Four main seasons can be identified in India: the cold weather season, the hot weather season, the advancing monsoon, and the retreating monsoon with some regional variations. The cold weather season, winter. The cold weather season begins
Beta,
from
listen. Mihika, wait.
November.
Beta, wait. See, all the four seasons that we will be discussing here in this, you should write a short note on these, because you may get, to write about the characteristics of the cold weather season or the summer season or the monsoons or the transition period, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo, carry on,
Yes,
Mihika. Acha, wait. Carry on, Mihika.
okay, ma'am. The cold weather season begins from mid-November in northern India and stays till February. December and January are the coldest months in the northern part of India. The temperature decreases from south to the north. The average temperature of Chennai on the eastern coast is between 24 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, while in the northern plains it ranges between 10 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius. Days are warm and nights are cold. Frost is common in the north, and the higher slopes of the Himalayas experience snowfall. During this season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. They blow from land to
Okay,
sea
wait,
and
Mihika, wait. Can we have Saksham Sharma reading now? Saksham, are you there? Ishi, are you there? Ishi? Ishi, can you hear me? Ishi, can you hear me? Siddhi?
Ma'am,
हाँ जी बेटा.
ma'am, can you tell me from where I have to read?
This is not done. We all are reading. Everyone
Ma'am,
is. हाँ.
ma'am, the voice at the end I can't hear.
Okay, you read. Mika, I think second paragraph you started.
Yes, ma'am.
Second paragraph, read from second paragraph.
During this season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. They blow from land to sea, and hence, for the most part of the country, it is a dry season. Some amount of rainfall occurs on the Tamil Nadu coast from these winds, as here they blow from sea to land. In the northern part of the country, a feeble high pressure region develops, with light winds moving outwards from this area, influenced by the relief. These winds blow through the Ganga Valley from the west and the northwest. The weather is normally marked by clear sky, low temperature, and low humidity in favorable variable winds. A characteristic feature of the cold weather season over the North Plains is the inflow of cyclonic disturbance from the west and northwest. These low pressure systems originate over Mediterranean Sea in Western Asia and move into India along with westerly flow. They cause a much needed winter rains over the plains and snowfall in the mountains. Although the total amount of winter rainfall, locally known as Mahavat, is small, they are of immense importance for the cultivation of rabi crops. The peninsular region does not have a well-defined cold season. There is hardly any noticeable season change in temperature pattern during winters due to moderating influence of the sea. Hot weather season, summer. Due to apparent northward movement of the sun, the global heat belt shifts northwards. As such, from March to May, it is a hot weather season in India. The influence of the shifting of the heat belt can be seen clearly from temperature recordings taken during March, May at different latitudes. In
Wait.
March, the highest temperature.
Wait, beta, wait. Have you ever noticed the temperature that comes in the newspaper? Have
Yes,
you
ma'am.
noticed? And you must have observed that how, during summers, the temperature remains almost the same. Then when the rainy season is about to approach, then there is a variation. And when winters are there, how the temperature falls down, right? So here they are talking about that only, okay?
Okay.
Different places, different regions experience different temperatures. Chaliye. Carry on, beta. Ishi?
In March, the highest temperature is about 38 degrees Celsius recorded on the Deccan Plateau. In April, temperatures in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh are around 42 degrees Celsius. In May, temperature of 45 degrees Celsius is common in the northwestern parts of the country. In peninsular India, temperatures remain lower due to moderating influence of the oceans. The summer months experience rising temperature and falling air pressure in the northern part of the country. Towards the end of May, an elongated low pressure area develops in the region extending from Thar Desert in the northwest to Patna and Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east and southwest. Circulation of air begins to set in around this trough.
Okay, wait.
Around this trough.
Wait. Thank you so much, beta. Anything up till here where explanation is required?
Ma'am, no explanation.
Because all those things
No,
that you have read previously also in the class when we were there offline, I think I explained you everything to make you understand this chapter better when we are reading it, right?
yes, ma'am. You had made a map and you explained.
Exactly. So nothing to be explained more?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Fine. So let us have Saksham is facing problem in the mic. Let us have Aradhya Chavda reading. Aradhya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Read.
Ma'am, from the second paragraph.
Yes, the summer month. No, from the striking feature of the hot weather season.
Okay, ma'am.
Third
The striking feature of the hot weather season is the loo. These are strong, gusty, hot, dry winds blowing during the day over the north and northwestern India. Sometimes they even continue until late in the evening. Direct exposure to these winds may even prove to be fatal. Dust storms are very common during the month of May in northern India. These storms bring temporary relief as they lower the temperature and bring the light rain and cool breeze. This is also the season for localized thunderstorms associated with violent winds.
Torrential,
Torrential
torrential downpour.
downpours when accompanied by hail, often accompanied by hail. In West Bengal, these storms are known as the Kal Baisakhi. Towards the close of the summer season, pre-monsoon showers are common, especially in Kerala and Karnataka. They help in the early ripening of mangoes and are often referred to as mango showers. Advancing monsoon, the rainy season. By early June, the low pressure condition over the northern plain intensifies. It attracts the trade winds of the southern hemisphere. These southeast these southeast trade winds originate over the warm subtropical areas of the southern oceans. They cross the equator and blow in a southwesterly direction, entering the Indian peninsula as the southwest monsoon. As these winds blow over warm oceans, they bring abundant moisture to the subcontinent. These winds are strong
And
and blow at an average velocity of 30 kilometers per hour. With the exception of the extreme northwest, the monsoon winds cover the country in about a month. The inflow of the southwest monsoon into India brings about a total change in the weather. Early in the season, the windward side of the Western Ghats receives very heavy rainfall, more than 250 centimeters. The Deccan Plateau and parts of Madhya Pradesh also receive some amount of rain in spite of lying in the rain shadow area. The maximum rainfall of this season is received in the northeastern part of the country, Mawsynram in the southern ranges, and Khasi Hills receive the highest average rainfalls in the world. The rainfall in the Ganga Valley decreases from east to the west. Rajasthan and parts of Gujarat get scanty rainfall. Another phenomena associated with the monsoon is the tendency to have breaks in the rainfall. Thus, it is wet and Thus, it has wet and dry spells. In other words, the monsoon rains take place only for a few days at a time. They are
interspersed
interspersed,
first with
interspersed with rainless intervals.
mm,
These break in these breaks in monsoon are related to the movement of the monsoon through trough
through.
to the of the monsoon trough. For various seasons, the trough and its axis keeps on moving northward or southward, which determines the spatial distribution of the rainfall. When the axis of the monsoon trough lies over the plains, rainfall is good in these parts. On the other hand, whenever the axis shifts closer to the Himalayas, there are no longer dry spells in the plains, and widespread rain occur in the mountainous catchment areas of the Himalayan rivers. These heavy rains bring in their wake
mm,
devastating floods, causing damage to life and property in the plains.
mm,
This frequently and the frequency and intensity of tropical depressions to determine the amount and duration of monsoon rains.
mm,
These depressions form at the head of the Bay of the Bengal and cross over to the mainland. The
yes.
depression follows the axis of the monsoon trough of low pressure. The monsoon is known for its uncertainties
Uncertainty.
and
Un-
uncertainties and the
all.
alternation of dry and wet spells vary in intensity, frequency, and duration. While it causes heavy floods in one part, it may be responsible for droughts in the other. It is often irregular at its arrival and its retreat. Hence, it sometimes disturbs the farming schedules of millions of farmers all over the country.
Fine. Up till here only. See, we all know monsoons are not regular. They always have break in it.